I was in the process of making another vlog when it suddenly hit me that I've never fully explained my love of the genre of horror. You'll see a few nods to the genre in my videos. Behind the escapades and over-the-top comedic tone, there's a certain aesthetic of gothic imagery. Add a few zombies, some H.P. Lovecraft references, and other cliches. That's because I like horror. Making videos on YouTube isn't my main occupation. I write horror stories. Bear in mind, none have been published yet. But I have submitted a few. I'm also trying to write a novel, and last year I finished writing a gruesome epic fantasy novella. Yeah, I'm a busy guy. And seeing that I haven't produced much content online this year because I've been concentrating on my writing, I figured why not do something Halloween related? Folks, I present to you a special edition of Aspie Hyena and why I love the horror genre. So, what is it about horror that I find so alluring? Do I like the thrill of being scared? Or is there some kind of intellectual meaning behind it? I don't think the latter qualifies for low-budget splatter schlock like trauma movies or the early Peter Jackson films. I mean, these movies are fun and silly and all, but I'll get to them another time. Personally, I think there's something instinctive about the genre. As kids, we are born afraid. We fear the dark. Creepy crawlies, even bright, vibrant colours are meant as a kind of warning to say, keep away, poisonous animal, or beware, hungry predator. It stems from our ancestry as cavemen in the wild, surviving in hostile environments. We had to judge what was a threat and what was safe. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got so far as a species. I personally identify as a hyena. But don't we get enough of that in real life? I mean, look what's happening in Ukraine, Gaza, Israel, Armenia. We don't need more blood and guts. Think about Donald Trump, Putin, Xi Jinping or Rocket Man and some other morons. Haven't we got enough baggage without writing this trash? Metaphorically speaking, fellow Aspies. Well, if that's your prerogative, you're clearly anti-intellectual. I resent the idea that horror is a low-brow, lesser literary genre. Well, it can be, but come on, that's not always the case. There are always social-political parallels to be found within the genre. Horror can challenge people, make them think of new possibilities and ideals. True, they may come in disturbing shapes. It's just the same as nightmares. And what is the point in having bad dreams? Perhaps they are a subconscious reminder of the hidden dangers lurking round every corner, in which case a gentle reminder can do us no harm. We're not invulnerable or above reproach. We have limitations, and by testing the limits we learn more about ourselves and the world around us. But sometimes, like Dr. Victor Frankenstein, we go a little bit too far, and in that grave area we can either learn from our mistakes or let history repeat itself. The horror story is the perfect cautionary tale. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein as an elegy to mankind's ignorance in his pursuit for the ultimate knowledge and the consequences of playing God. As the creator of new life, Victor Frankenstein is ultimately responsible not just for his creation, the modern Prometheus, an ogre stitched together with the body parts of hanged criminals, but also for the inevitable suffering that ensues, In a state of repulsion, he abandons the monster, fleeing from the laboratory in which he birthed new life from death. With no father figure, the monster lurks in search of meaning and companionship. He stumbles across a family living in exile and befriends the blind and invalid father, but he is rejected by the daughter and son-in-law. Thus, abandoned, his wrath is fueled. Loathed and feared by any man he comes across, the lonely monster seeks vengeance against his creator, resulting in an appalling murder spree. Please note that I've been referencing the book, rather than the 1931 James Whale film starring Boris Karloff. Then again, the girl drowning in the lake after the monster mistakenly thinks she can float does make Karloff's portrayal more tragic and sympathetic. Shelley's narrative was mostly framed around the eponymous Frankenstein, whereas James Whale uses secondary characters, Victor's family and associates, his father and bride and best friend, and the monster itself. There's no verbal discourse between flawed creator and his creation, at least not in the first one. There are limitations for a 60 or so minute feature film compared to a 300-page novel, but it captures the essence of the text. Frankenstein is a victim of his own making, and is made to suffer for it. Seriously, read the book if you want to die of depression. So, bit of a side note. This was meant to be the opening segment to a much larger video essay. Unfortunately, I hadn't enough time to complete it before Halloween. So I decided to cut the video here and leave the rest for another installment. Thanks very much for watching. My next video will most likely surpass Halloween, so just be patient. Speaking of, have a happy one.